Welcome to One for the Girls podcast, your one-stop shop for our take on art and pop culture, dating and romance in the real world. I'm your host, Carly, and I'm joined by my dear friend and co-host, Haley.
Hi, guys.
Keep listening, ladies. This one's for you. Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of One for the Girls. We are excited for today's show because we're going to be talking about drinks.
Hey.
Yes, caffeinated drinks. We're going to be talking about alcoholic drinks, hydration of choice. We each, of course, have a drink with us now for the show. As you saw, we all beautifully have our mugs or our glasses.
Or beer.
Yes. So this is another chance for our listeners and viewers now to get to know us a little bit better and to learn what we like. So before we hop in and start, I'd like to welcome some friends to the show. We have Candy with us. Hi, Candy.
Hi.
And we also have Christian with us. Hello, Christian.
Hi.
So glad to have you both. As always, it's a joy. And also, if you are listening to this podcast on your phone or wherever it is you listen, and you would like to watch this whole conversation unfold, you can do that. You can go head over to Pones Media's YouTube page, and you can find us there. That's PWNS. And you can find the YouTube video.
Yes,
Pretty
every
exciting.
episode from now on. Well, actually, from our last episode, so go watch that one, even though half my face is gone the entire time. So
we're learning. Be
little
patient with
technical
us,
difficulties
internet.
there a little bit. You're welcome to stare at, I guess, my mouth for like 2 hours because it was a long one. But it's a very good one. We did the Newlywed Game. And actually, before I know I'm kind of jumping off of my notes here for a second, I kind of want an update from you guys. If you talk to your significant others about it, I'll start here a little bit because I immediately went to yell at him because I'm never late. And he said that he said I was late because I'll go over and hang out with Christian and I'll say I'll be home at 8 and then I'm home at like midnight.
That doesn't count.
That's not the same thing.
That's what I told him. That's not what the question was asking you. The question was asking when I like arrive places, am I early on time? And so he thought I was always late because I'm late coming home. And then
Oh my gosh.
biggest fear, he thought it was his biggest fear, not mine. So that's why he put death. Yeah. His biggest fear is death, yet he bought a motorcycle. So yeah.
I mean, hey.
Yeah. And I checked his bathroom. The toilet paper is not on the roll.
For anyone who is dying of curiosity.
On the counter. Christian, did you talk to Heater about the game? Did you get any answers?
Yes, I did. And when I told him we were last place, he was a little butthurt. He's a little competitive. And so I was like, joking. I was like, maybe we need to get to know each other more. And of course he's like, no, we know each other just fine. I'm like, I know, it's fine. So yeah, he was like, oh, well, I got confused about stuff. And this, and I was like, it's okay. It's fine. I still love you.
My thought on some of the confusing questions that could have been worded a little bit more direct in the questioning.
Yeah, so, but I mean, we all, for the listeners and viewers' sake, we got the chance to view them, and I didn't think that they were problematic. So it's not all on you, Haley. Like, all of us, we were like, oh yeah, these are great. And then in real life, we were like, oh.
Right.
Well, Carly, did you talk to Jeremy about the answers and stuff?
I did talk to Jeremy, and I mean, there were really only a couple that were like, what? And I think the one was talking about the things that he's good at and stuff he's not so good at. And he was really, it was funny. He was a little bit like, not annoyed, but he was like really that I didn't get that one right, because literally like the day before we had just talked to each other about that very thing. Like we had just discussed for people who haven't listened, it was basically he was saying like that, he's caring, but like, he's good at being caring, but maybe not, he tries to fix problems rather than like just listen and be compassionate. Not that he's not compassionate, but we had a long conversation about that, about him just being like, oh, that really sucks, I'm here for you. And so he was like, we just talked about it and I put that as my answer and you didn't put it as your answer. And I was like, no, I didn't. So I was the one who was in trouble, I guess, but it was good.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was a good recap.
And spoiler alert for those who have not watched it or listened to it yet, but Candy was our winner. So did you guys celebrate the win? Did you talk about it?
I told him we won, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, are they mad?" I'm like, "No."
No,
Why would they be mad?
that's funny.
Like, yeah, I was like, "That's your reaction?" Like, and I'm a super competitive person, so I'm like, "What do you mean? Are they mad?" Like, now I'm mad. Like,
I'm mad that you thought they'd be mad. Come on.
That's
but
funny.
I actually got some heat today because he actually listened to the podcast today.
Oh.
And he was like, "You set me up with that makeup question." He was like, "You said that I wasn't gonna answer, and then I answered." And he was like, "And you made me look bad." I'm like, "Yourself look bad."
I didn't think he looked
funny.
bad.
No, not at all. He knew you were wearing a Calvin Klein dress. Like he
I
knew the
know.
details
Oh,
of
that
stuff.
was mine.
That was Carly.
Oh, that was yours. Okay.
Yeah.
But
You guys-
he
guys-
was right about
You
most
had
of
the celebrities
everything.
and stuff. Like it was,
Yes.
it
Y'all
was
had
on
me.
point.
No, I came out today with my makeup on because, I did it because we're doing video stuff now. So I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to play with my new glitter." And I come out and he's like, "I love your makeup." And I'm like, "I love it when you do your makeup."
Oh
I
my
love it.
gosh.
Your makeup. I'm like,
You're like, okay, I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
so
sorry.
funny.
Yeah, that's so funny. Well, I'm thankful that my husband has not listened to it yet because I did out myself about hiding stuff in my trunk before. So we'll just say that much. I'm sure he will later because, our guys are nice and supportive and do listen
Yeah,
to
they
it
are.
to help us out. But I want to go into what we're talking about today, our drinks. So I want to talk about what we brought and what we're drinking, and that way people can get to know us and we can go a little bit further in. So for one, I have my flavored water. It has
Love
black
that.
raspberry, and they make caffeinated ones now. So I have them in energy drinks too. So this is like my nice little water. I'm not a huge fan of just straight water, so I always kind of flavor it. These are pre-flavored, thankfully, but regular water, I add fruit punch little Crystal Light things too. That's just me. I'm not a fan of straight water, which I should be. It's really good for you. And then I also have a coffee in 2 cups because one is actually decaf, which I have never tried before, decaf in any kind of brand. And one's regular coffee, but my husband made them, so I do not know which is which. They're both Dunkin' Donuts coffee, K-Cups. And I'm going to try to see if I know. I'm going to text him a little bit after and find out during this so that you guys know if I was right or wrong.
I'm excited.
See if I like it. Yeah, I'm a huge coffee drinker. I drink at least 1, if not 2 or 3 cups a day. So I enjoy the taste of it. Since becoming diabetic, I've had to change up some things. So I go to Starbucks and I get like almond milk in it, and I use things like stevia. So this is different kinds of creamer. They're both like almond creamer and then stevia in there as well. So that is what I'm drinking. What about you, Candy? I see you over there with your can.
Yeah, I have Mother Earth Cali Creaming beer. And I actually found this. I went to San Diego Gulls hockey game, and I got a beer and poutine, and this was just like the best beer I've ever had in my life. And it's local, but you can't find it anywhere. So the fact that I got it for this is like super exciting.
That's very exciting. I'm glad that you found it.
Yeah, and then I actually have 2 because I'm a cat.
Nice.
Energy drink and another beer.
Oh.
But I love this stuff too. So I'm actually double fisting here with an energy drink.
You're like me. I brought multiple. Good job. The only one I couldn't bring, I wanted to find, and unfortunately Randall's didn't have it, was my Mountain Dew Zero. I was really sad about that.
Have you tried the Celsius energy drinks? They're sugar free.
No, but I will probably try them after this.
It accelerates your metabolism. I don't know. I'm just like in love with
I'm
watermelon.
excited to hear more in a little bit, and then I might go buy some. Carly, what are you drinking?
Well, I have decaf coffee here, and so Haley is drinking decaf with me in solidarity today. That's why she's doing the thing. I've had some health things change with my bladder. I'll just go ahead and tell you guys, whatever. I was diagnosed with overactive bladder, which is something that apparently most people over 40 usually get, and I am not that old. Not that 40 is old at all, but
we just offended so many people.
Right.
No. Yeah, but it's just odd
Not in
for
that way.
someone,
Yeah.
my age, to be diagnosed with overactive bladder. So anyway, my urologist has me changing a whole bunch of stuff, and one of the things is no caffeine. And also unrelated, but also related, my doctor, because of my heart health, I have some genetic things that makes my heart, more disposed to things. And so I'm supposed to be staying off sugar and a lot of things that, I really like. So, yeah.
Feel your pain.
So, dear listener, I have no caffeine, no alcohol, no sugar, but I'm making it work, but that's what I'm drinking. I actually have stevia, and I actually really like stevia.
Me
Certain
too.
stevias, you have to be careful. Certain stevias aren't good. Like, they don't taste the same.
I don't like the liquid ones.
And if you look on the back, some of it's not just pure stevia. You have to be careful. Some of it's whatever. So, but yeah, I use stevia and I use unsweetened almond milk to cream things up. So that's what this is. And it's not bad. It's not bad. It tastes okay, but that's what I'm drinking.
I feel your pain, with the diabetes. Obviously, I'm supposed to be low carb, low sugar, but then I also have the hypothyroidism, the Hashimoto's, and so I'm actually supposed to not have caffeine. Sorry, doctors. I'm not giving up coffee. So we're testing out decaf today to see if maybe that is something that I could potentially switch to maybe help out taking better care of myself in the future, because I wouldn't be able to work. I have a sign in my office that says no worky before coffee. So
well, you
yeah, and your shirt.
Your shirt.
Yeah, that's true, right? Yeah,
I
you
did.
should definitely. There you go.
I wore this on purpose. Death before decaf. So if I die on this show, it's because I drank decaf.
We'll blame on the coffee.
Wow.
Hope that doesn't happen. But Kristen, what are you doing?
I'm drinking sweet tea. So I mean, totally different train because sugar. But
I respect it.
It's actually decaffeinated green tea.
Oh.
Trying to be healthier, because I'll drink sweet tea at all hours of the day, and then it kind of occurred to me I probably shouldn't have caffeinated tea at 9:00 at night. So yeah, and it's still steeping in here. This is my favorite green tea from Bigelow, which if anybody's ever seen Deuce Bigelow, European Gigolo, you know why that's funny. But yeah, that's sweet tea is my favorite. It's my favorite mason jar. I'm going all the way southern today. Sweet tea in a mason jar.
She has I'm not going to call it unhealthy because that's rude, but she has an obsession with mason jars, and she has a huge sweet tea. And one of the things that made me know that my health there was something really wrong with it was that we would get sweet tea from Bush's. It's a chicken place, for those that don't know what Bush's is. Bush's is, God, I can't talk. There is a lot of sugar in their tea.
A lot of sugar.
So I drank a large one and literally threw up after I drank it. And there was nothing wrong with the tea.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with the tea Bushes. But there was too much sugar, and I was basically didn't know I had diabetes, but I had it, and I ended up throwing up. And that's how I knew something was really wrong, because that had never happened to me before.
Yeah. Can I just say, I don't know if I'm the only one, if anybody else can attest to this, but Haley, having known me for so long, knows, back in high school, I wanted, sugar water sweet tea. I wanted syrupy kind of sweet tea.
All sugar.
And now I feel like my tastes have become more sophisticated. So now I want to taste, the tea in my sweet tea, and I just want it to be sweetened. I don't know if anybody else has shared that experience as they've gotten older, but...
I have a little bit.
More.
Yeah.
Candy, you don't drink sweet tea?
No, well, I went to school in North Carolina, high school in North Carolina, so it was huge.
Yeah.
And some places made it sugarier than others, and I can't, when I go visit, I can't do it anymore. I mean, I'll still go to Bojangles and get the sweet tea, and it's on the sweet tea. But now I find myself mixing it with the other tea. I'm
yeah.
Because I don't want to just taste sugar anymore. Tea has flavor.
It does. And just like the soda, I talked about Mountain Dew Zero just a little bit ago. I never thought I would drink diet soda or zero, whatever, sugar soda, because before I was diagnosed, would drink a Dr. Pepper or 2 per shift at work, which was 12 hours. And just that. And I was a huge fan of Dr. Pepper. You cannot be in Texas really and not like Dr. Pepper. And so it was really, really kind of sad that I couldn't drink soda, and I really hated diet soda, but I kind of just trained my brain to like it, I guess. And, you know, we're kind of going to go into a lot of that here in a little bit. So I just want to say cheers to everybody. I wish we were drinking our drinks in the same room.
Clink. Yes, Carly.
But unfortunately, COVID. I keep looking over here because your faces are over here, but my camera's over here. So
I have the same problem. I'm looking at your faces and I look weird.
Yeah, no,
so
I'm
sorry to the viewers.
camera.
Sorry to the viewers. I'm looking at my castmates, not you guys. I'm sorry about that, but I probably am not going to fix it by the end of the video because it's just a habit to look at their beautiful faces. So let's jump right into our drink discussion today. We're going to touch on all different kinds. We're going to start with my absolute favorite, coffee. And, you know, we're going to talk about like maybe what method you use, what roast you like, if you have a specific roast that you like, if you even drink coffee, a regular coffee place that you go to, and, you know, maybe drinks you don't like. So I'll start with myself. And like I said, I've got some coffee here. And I don't have a particular roast I like. Honestly, I will try any of them. I think for the most part, I buy medium roast things just because I don't know the differences in the roast. And medium sounds normal. So I buy that one. It tastes good. I have drank blonde coffee from Starbucks. I do like that as well. I don't know if that's a specific roast, but I am not well versed in coffee other than I like the way it tastes. So we'll just put that out there. The method I use, I have a Keurig, and I actually have the Keurig that has the coffee pot attached to it because my husband is straight pot coffee only. He hates the Keurig. I am Keurig only because I'm not going to drink a whole pot and I don't want to waste it. I'd rather just make a different K-cup after I drank the first one, so that way I'm not wasting coffee. I will not drink it cold, and I will not drink it reheated unless it is specifically iced coffee, which I do drink now and did not used to. So that's another thing. Kind of trained my brain to like iced coffee. What else was it? Oh, Starbucks. Christian can attest to this. I have an addiction to Starbucks, and I spend way too much of my money at Starbucks. I drink a skinny vanilla latte with stevia and almond milk. I have cut out the stevia, so now it is just sugar-free vanilla, the latte, and then instead of the regular milk, it's almond milk, just to make it a little bit better. Sometimes they forget and they put real sugar in it, and I've had my blood sugar spike because of that. Starbucks, please be better. I love you guys, but there are people that have health reasons. They're not trying to be difficult in their orders. They absolutely cannot have the sugar. So, you know, just be conscious of that in the future. If I don't get that, I do get the skinny caramel macchiato, which has caramel, so it does have some sugar, but I just dose my insulin for that because it's delicious and I want it. There is a tiny place in Leander that has really good coffee, and unfortunately, I do not know the name of it, and I did not go by and look it up, but they're really good. It's like a little tiny blue building for those of you that do live in Leander, and it is kind of by the municipal court area. It's really good. They have really good sweets that I can't eat. And there's a new place called Perky Beans, which I find hilarious. Perky Beans. And their coffee was pretty good, but their prices are pretty much the exact same as Starbucks. So in the end, I'm probably going to get Starbucks more than that place. Unfortunately, it's kind of out of my way as well. And I'm going to go ahead and test these out while I pass the baton about coffee to Carly. I believe. Nope, just kidding. I had Candy written down first. Carly,
Candy can go.
I'm gonna let you last, Carly. Sorry about that. No offense.
That's
Candy.
Okay.
Lucky last.
Answer what you can remember.
Coffee. So I'm a Keurig user also, but mainly because I am the only one that drinks coffee in this house. Michael hates it, like will not drink it. He's a lawyer. I don't know how he like made it through law school. I don't understand. But now I've gotten really into making whipped coffee. Has anybody made like the whipped coffee like you see on TikTok or anything like that now?
No,
No,
I've heard
but
of
I've seen it.
Yes, exactly.
Delicious. Now I tried to make it with the monk fruit and it wasn't good. I don't know if I just need to add more. Monk fruit's like a sugar-free sugar. It's like stevia, but I like it better.
Yeah,
Mhm.
good.
But regular sugar is bomb. And like a lot of that lately. I have like a whole, like you make it with the instant coffee. I have like a whole thing from like Costco of it that I've just like started using. And like if you make it into a frap, it's like even better. It's just like one of those things that you see on the internet and it like lived up to the hype and I was so excited. But for hot coffee, I just use like a sugar-free French vanilla creamer. I'm trying to lower my sugar like a lot. It's not working very well.
It's so hard. It's so hard.
Oh, hard. I am a sugar addict.
Yeah.
Like addicted to sugar. So I've been those peanut butter.
Yeah.
Those are the best ones.
I'm telling you, diabetic over here with peanut butter M&Ms.
They like just right. And the amount of peanut butter to chocolate ratio.
Yes.
I will. That will
Perfect.
We hit a vein with candy.
I'll bring some. I'm gonna come over and bring some because I saw a post on your Facebook today about somebody posting something awful about Jewish people, and I loved your response, and we're gonna be best friends now. So I'm just gonna throw that in there because I saw it and I loved it, and now we have a love of peanut butter M&Ms. So we're gonna be best friends.
Yeah.
There you go.
So where I get my coffee from, I also like Starbucks. I am a basic girl. I'm a pumpkin spice person.
That's okay. I love it.
Not so much the lattes anymore because again, like the sugar is just like it's not what I want anymore. Like high school, I was like all about it. But last year they introduced the cold brew pumpkin cream, like, and it oh my god, it was perfect. It tasted like but it wasn't as sweet. And I just love fall drinks. I love fall everything. But as local shops, I go to Breakfast Republic for my coffee. Like outside of that, like when I go to breakfast, I specifically go to Breakfast Republic because their coffee is bomb. They have like the Cafe de Ola, which is like a cinnamon brewed coffee, like Mexican style. And
That sounds amazing.
I know, right?
Oh my
That sounds so good.
it has like the cinnamon. It has like it's amazing. So,
have you tried decaf coffee before?
Probably, but not like.
I just wanted to see if your thoughts on like regular versus decaf.
I'm just gonna go.
I get coffee because like I want my caffeine, and I don't know, like spending money to get like decaf just.
I get it. Trust me.
Yeah. So.
No.
I'm gonna make my guesses. Okay, real quick. Don't mean to cut you off, just so I can text him and get the answer. But I believe this one is the regular coffee, and this my feminist cup is the decaf. Neither of them are horrible. I don't hate the decaf, but it does taste different, and I would rather drink this. So.
I love the mug. The mug's
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I picked girl ones on purpose for Girls Squad. I feel like this describes all of us. So I'll let you finish. I'll probably go off video for a second so I can text him, and I'll be right back. I'm here though.
That's exciting.
I think I'm finished.
Okay, then we'll go to Christian.
Yeah.
So coffee, like Haley said, she and I hang out all the time. Now, because I'm not working currently, Starbucks is where I get most of my coffee from. Let's be real, honestly, Starbucks was always where I got most of my coffee from.
Same.
I recently just discovered cold brew, like Candy talked about right before spring break let out for us. And I would say that's my favorite coffee now because I feel like it doesn't, most roasted coffees and hot coffees I feel kind of taste like ash to me. I get that burnt flavor from the roast, no matter what level of roast it is. I can kind of taste the burnt flavor. But cold brew is just really smooth and a little less bitter and a little less acidic. So cold brew's definitely been my favorite lately. I'm getting the nitro cold brews, Candy, with a little bit of sweet cream. Yeah.
Those are caffeinated. Be careful.
Really?
Yeah, they won't sell you a Trenta in that size because it's like illegal.
Oh, okay. See, nobody ever told me
Are you
that.
sure?
That's a fun one.
Just like you won't do
Well,
it. So much
and
caffeine.
I didn't know that, and I'm gonna next time I go, I'm gonna be like, hey, can I'm gonna try it. Can I get a Trenta? And they're gonna be like,
I mean,
no.
No.
Do you want to die today?
Come over there.
Yeah. But I get it with syrup in it. I would love to be cutting out sugar. I actually think that might be my health challenge for June is to try to reduce my sugar intake. But right now I get like 5 pumps of vanilla syrup in it.
I understand
Yeah.
completely. I get it. That sounds
I just-
amazing.
It's so good. And there are some times where I feel like I'm in the mood for that, and then other times I'm just in the mood for a straight frappuccino, but I add a shot of espresso to it because that balances out that really, really sweet. But the caramel ribbon crunch, if nobody's had it before, get it. Ask them for extra crunch. It's heaven. Yes, Candy. Yes, Candy. It is the best. If me and my sister are hanging out, I'm getting a caramel ribbon crunch with her. If Haley and I are hanging out, I normally try to be a little bit better, and Haley's a good influence on me. She makes me get some healthier stuff. So
Haley is
Yeah.
also really stupid because this is the decaf.
That's amazing.
We knew
well,
that.
hey, but then you like the
Okay.
decaf better.
I like the decaf better. I do not like the medium roast Dunkin' Donuts, but I do like their regular French vanilla K-Cup. That is my favorite of a lot of the K-Cups. That one is the
That's so
McDonald's
funny.
one. But this definitely tastes a whole lot better, and now I feel stupid. So
Well, hey,
No,
but it's decaf,
that's
so you can
fantastic.
drink it and
I
enjoy
can.
it
That's
and
pretty
still go to
exciting.
sleep.
I can be better,
Guilt-free.
guilt-free,
Yeah.
health-wise. All right.
I
sorry.
have tried decaf one time with Melanie, with our other friend Melanie. She let me try decaf. A drink. She got a hazel something
Oh, I
decaf
forgot
at
that
Starbucks,
one was decaf.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
and
so
it was
good.
delicious.
Oh my god,
hey,
drink
Carly,
of the
I mean,
year.
We're getting a lot of love for you on decaf
We'll get
coffee right now.
we'll get the drink for you from Melanie because that
Yes.
drink was
Yes.
that
I'm
was
gonna
the
need
best.
the
So
information.
good, so good.
So good.
But yeah,
All right,
that's my coffee info.
So,
Love.
without further ado, Carly, give us
Yes.
your thoughts.
Well, I love coffee. I have not been, during this quarantine time even, I have not really been to any coffee places. So I can give you information about my coffee love and choices from like before I couldn't have caffeine and before all this mess. So of course I would go to Starbucks because of the convenience and consistency, blah blah blah. And I would usually I would always get their seasonal drinks, duh. But if we're not talking seasonal drinks, if we're just talking regular, I usually just like white chocolate mochas. Of course,
Yes.
I
So much
So
sugar.
good.
it's so sugary. I mean, wow. But a couple other places that I really, really like their coffee that are more local. There's a little stand, like a drive-through type coffee that's in town. There might be 2 locations, maybe. I know there's one, obviously, duh. I go. That was dumb. But there might be 2, but it's called Mudslingers. And it's really
Interesting.
good. Yeah, and they usually have seasonal stuff too, and they have punch card and all that kind of loyalty things, but they have really good coffee. And it's San Antonio. I don't think it's big. I really think it's just the stands. I really like that place a lot. And I like Summer Moon. Summer Moon's a coffee
yeah.
place. I think it's San Antonio and Austin area.
I
It
think
could be
so.
more.
I've heard
but I
of
know
it.
there's some in Leander. There's some in like Dripping Springs and Austin proper. And there's a handful in San Antonio. It's really good coffee. Really tasty. For me at home, I usually brew my coffee using a French press, but I also have a Keurig too. It just kind of depends on
fancy.
what I have.
Right.
And I really only do that just because I a lot of times like the like loose coffee, like the actual ground up coffee, and I don't have one of those little things that goes in my Keurig, so I just use a French
Things
press.
are worthless anyway.
'Cause it's
They get
easy.
they get
Yeah.
they get grounds in your coffee. Like,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
horrible.
So French press, I enjoy, and it's fairly simple. I mean, it's not very hard. So I will use those typically. And besides that, like now, I guess my go-to coffee drink is decaf with stevia and almond milk. We'll see how things
So happy
change
about it.
once I'm back. Yeah, but I will say though, what I really enjoy, what I've started to enjoy now that I've started this journey of having to change what I drink and eat and all of that, I really like a drink that I actually had the first time at Starbucks. I was in Nashville and I had a lot of caffeine that day, and I was trying to have, change it up and not have coffee. I was at a meeting at Starbucks, and the guy there suggested, he was like, "Do you like Fruit Loops?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course."
Yeah.
Um, and he was like, "Okay, well, there's a drink called the London Fog that I think you would really love if you like Fruit Loops." And I was like, "Okay, that sounds fantastic." And so I got it, and it tastes like Fruit Loops, and it's amazing. And so I've been making that at home, and what it is I actually posted it on my Instagram story if any of you follow me, but it was like yesterday, so I guess it's gone now. Anyway, but it's Earl Grey tea, but decaffeinated, and then it's almond milk, and then to sweeten it, I use stevia, and of course mine tastes different than the Starbucks one. The Starbucks one's more frothy and like zhuzhed and all that, but it still tastes. I mean, you taste it and you're like, oh yeah, and it, it's good. So I'm kind of turning into a hot tea morning person, which is really interesting because, I've always had that option, and my dad sometimes would drink hot tea, like made like coffee, in the mornings, but I was never really into it until recently, and now like I find myself craving that more because I feel like that tastes better to me than the decaf coffee. So that's kind of fun, new and different. I feel sophisticated, and I'm watching Downton Abbey, and I'm like, I've got my tea.
Yes.
I don't know. It's a weird thing that happens when you drink hot tea. But I think, I don't know if any of you have that same thought. So I kind of want to shift gears into hot tea. If any of you had hot tea before, um, like, or tea in general. I mean, I know, Christian, you're drinking tea, but yeah. So I know that obviously you like tea. I think all of us like at least cold tea. But I want to talk about some of the best places to get tea. If you never had hot tea, that's fine. But I know like the debate, like we were just talking about sweet tea earlier. That might have been before we were recording, whenever we were talking about all the things. I don't remember. But but I know, like, for me, for instance, so hot tea, I don't really have a whole lot of ideas. I mean, I've gotten hot tea from Starbucks, but I haven't like ventured out. So I apologize if there's a really, really great tea place. Maybe comment about it on our YouTube video or something so we can
Let us
hear.
know.
But for me, for cold tea, I mean, I'm a pretty equal opportunity tea person when it comes to sweet tea. But I will say, for me, the place that I think it always has consistently good tea whenever you buy it, like by the jug, like by the gallon, is Chicken Express, which seems random because, there's Bush's and there's Raising Cane's and there's Bill Miller's. For people who are not in Texas, Bill Miller is like a fast food style, like barbecue type place, and it's actually really good. Like for fast food, it's actually really good. They serve like fried chicken and southern food, fried chicken and brisket and stuff like that. They have good tea. But like Chicken Express, for our family anyway, we always feel like they have solid tea. They constantly have really good sweet tea. So that's my thoughts on that. But I know that that's a thing that people have like their preferences. So I really, really want to hear from you guys. I'll start with you, Christian. If there is a place, first of all, if you like hot tea, if you've ever had it, if you've ever gotten it somewhere where it was good, and then sweet tea, where is your place that you prefer to buy it from?
Oh, I love this subject already.
I know, it's fantastic.
Yes, tea is my favorite. So bringing up Starbucks, there's one hot tea that I've liked ever in my whole life, and I'm pretty sure it's a holiday like single packet tea that they offer at Starbucks, and it was called Love. So if anybody ever sees it, try it. I tried it one time on a whim. The person that was there recommended it. I got a packet, took it home, loved it. And when I went back to get more, they were like, oh, it's a seasonal winter tea. And it's gone, and we're out of it, and I've never been able to find it again. So,
That's
you know,
really
if anybody,
sad.
I know it's terrible. It was a fruity tea, and I never tried a fruity tea before, but it was fruity, a little spicy, just that warm, you know, toasty feeling that you get. So, if anybody ever sees it, please try it for me. And I mean, you know, if you're a real good friend, you might send me some.
Get on it, internet. Do your thing.
Right, please. For sweet tea, I love that you brought up Raising Cane's because Bush's and Raising Cane's are actually my two favorite fast food places to get tea from. I feel like Bush's is the place if you want that like sugary sweet tea, whereas Cane's tends to balance themselves out a little. I think the tea that they use might be a stronger tea, so I can taste it better. But my favorite place to get tea, period, is actually a sushi restaurant that we have here locally. So
good.
It's
good,
amazing.
The sushi, I mean, the sushi is fantastic there.
So if anybody's listening that actually is from the Killeen area, in Harker Heights, there is a sushi place called Shoguns. Please go there and support them. It is my favorite little local restaurant. It's a little hole in the wall.
Yeah, it's not the
sushi
Shogun
place.
chain, because there is a chain one called Shoguns. It's not that.
See, and I didn't know that either. It's Shoguns in Harker Heights. It's a little hole in the wall place. Like I always kind of warn people before we go there. Like it's not one of those places you're gonna walk in and be like, oh, it's stunning. It looks like a little hole in the wall mom and pop shop, and it is, but it's authentic sushi, and their tea is the best. It's sweet enough, but the black tea that they use is strong, so you can taste the tea, and it's one of those things that I drink and I go, it's so refreshing and so delicious. So that's my favorite place to buy tea. If they would ever actually tell me what kind of tea they use, I would buy it, but they keep that a secret from me.
Oh,
they want me to
keep
keep coming back.
Coming back.
Exactly. They're roping me in.
I admire that about them. Good for them. But that's exciting. Now I really want to go. We have to make this happen.
Yeah.
Please. I would love to take you. Absolutely.
Dude.
Love it.
Yeah. Love that. Fantastic. Candy, I am dying to hear from you. Same questions. Hot tea, places, cold tea, places.
So my dad is from England, so I grew up with.
I love this whole thing.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, he's from Yorkshire, England. My mom's from actually France originally, but she moved to Massachusetts for a little bit. So she like also has like the European tea thing going on. So I grew up with tea. I grew up with hot tea. I grew up with specifically Earl Grey, like in the morning with milk and like sugar. And I don't know how anybody drinks it any other way. It's not right.
Yeah, I love it this way. I've had it before, like when I had it, I don't want to cut you off, but I had it before with like lemon and honey whenever I had like a sore throat, and it was okay, but it was just like really, really lemony. But this way is like the best. Anyway, continue.
Lemon does not belong in Earl Grey. I will. It has like what Earl Grey tea is. It's lavender mixed with the black tea. Mm-hmm. So like putting the lemon in, it's just too much. It's just not right.
I agree.
I don't really have a place to get really good tea here. I actually go to the English shop, or like I get like these elephant canisters like shipped to me that have like, like English tea in them and like loose leaf tea. I guess the one place I go for hot tea here is Extraordinary Desserts. They make a really good chocolate tea, which is
right.
Chocolate.
No, they make a really, really good chocolate tea that I'm like obsessed with. Also, you have to drink that with milk, otherwise I'm not going to be sitting there watching. Now, as far as like sweet tea and like cold tea go, I live in San Diego. We don't do like a sweet tea. When I lived in San Diego, it was 100% Bojangles. You go to Bojangles for your sweet tea. If you go anywhere else, you're also wrong. There's a lot of strong opinions about tea.
Yeah, strong.
It's okay. I'm here for them.
The only place that you get sweet tea around here that's anywhere decent is going to be Phil's Barbecue. So when you need to go to Phil's Barbecue if you're in San Diego anyways, they
Barbecue holding it down.
they finally made 3 more, but it'd be like a Tuesday and the line would be an hour long. Like there was no getting tickets. It was, like, ridiculous. Now we have like a bunch
Nope.
and like we have them at the baseball park, we have them in the airport, even if you're just like passing through, like you can't miss that opportunity. But they're the only people that like replace their tea. Everywhere else keeps it for a week and it's gross. So don't even
Oh.
Ooh.
I hate that. And it starts to taste like fermenty and watermelon. I describe it as watermelony. I don't know.
Watermelon?
No.
Ew.
Drink sweet tea here. So it's not something that, oh, well, we don't know anything. And like,
Yeah.
sweet tea at home, you need to put like a pinch of baking soda in to get rid of that bitterness, and they don't do that. And there's just
I've never heard of that.
Me
There's a good
either.
tip.
No.
It doesn't work.
Listeners, pay
Because
attention.
there's green tea in my fridge right now, but like if you black tea, pinch of baking soda, and that's how you do it. But we do boba tea in San Diego.
So good.
Boba tea is like if you're going out to get tea, you get boba. We don't do sweet tea, so that's just
So sad. I feel
so you can
my
find
heart.
you go any shop, you can basically get boba. So there's not really like the best place. I haven't found it except for like UCSD, but that one closed down, so we're not going to talk about it.
Oh.
So sorry. Sad feelings. But that's exciting to learn. I love that. Haley, what about you? Hot tea. Cold
So
tea.
I'm not sure if I've ever tried hot tea, honestly.
Or make it happen.
Oh my goodness.
I think because a lot of people were like, oh, put honey in hot tea when you're not feeling good. And I don't like honey. So I just attributed that to like honey and I didn't want it. Also, though, I do not like lavender, the smell, the taste, anything like that. So I'm not sure if it has a lavender hint, I would like it.
I don't know that you would know it had lavender unless you were told.
Okay. So that's good. So I'll try it for sure after this. That'll be my next thing. I tried decaf. So next will be
Earl Grey tea.
With almond milk. I like it with
almond
almond milk.
And stevia.
You know.
Can we ask Candy? I mean, Candy, I'm guessing you know what brand for Americans if I'm going to Walmart.
Bigelow.
Bigelow, yes.
They're
That's
fine.
what I've heard.
Good.
Bigelow. Okay.
The other one.
I'm going to do that.
Bigelow.
I'm going to try it because of this episode. I'm going to try tea because all of y'all seem to like it. Although that London Fog sounds really, really good because it tastes like Fruit Loops and I can't have Fruit Loops. So might have to try that. I obviously have mentioned it a few times that I am diabetic, so I cannot have sweet tea, which makes me a little bit less of a Texan. Sorry about that, guys. But
no, you're still Texan.
We
accept you.
I did switch to unsweet tea, and I don't hate it. And I put stevia in it. And that's the only time I really use the liquid stevia is because you can't get the grains to dissolve in cold drinks. I don't have a favorite place for unsweet tea. I feel like it's kind of the same thing everywhere, honestly. I'm not the type of person that really sees that huge of a difference. I will say, just to Pluckers and Colleen, thanks for giving me sweet tea instead of unsweet tea. And thankfully, Christian was my taste tester. She was like, when Kings and Queens have somebody that tastes it to see if it's poison, Christian tastes my tea to make sure it's not sweet tea. And it
Every
was.
time. And the lady wanted to challenge me. I'm like, ma'am, I know when it's unsweet tea. I promise. I'm not spitting it out. It's sweet tea.
So shout out to Christian for being my taste tester on my teas. Because she, like we mentioned, loves sweet tea. So she knows if there's sugar in it, she'll know. But I want to kind of revert back to coffee here for a second because I thought of a question. And I forgot to mention my favorite coffee. I cannot get it because I live in Texas and I feel dumb for not mentioning it before, but Wawa on the East Coast has the best coffee ever.
Yes, I see Candy's like, yeah.
I am like craving Wawa. It's on my Amazon wish list in case anybody wants to buy me K-Cups. Not the same thing. It's way better in person, but there is nothing better than Wawa coffee. Nothing.
So
I remember. Go ahead.
Sorry. I'm moving right next to the only Wawa in San Diego. Literally.
I'm so jealous.
And I am walking distance. Okay.
Some K-Cups sent my way.
Carly, I remember in college, Haley, when you lost your mind with happiness whenever you were able to get some Wawa coffee.
Yes,
I'll
I
never forget
literally
that.
everything. Anytime I am near a Wawa, and I'm not kidding when I say I go in there every morning and purchase a coffee every day for lunch and purchase a hoagie. Like Wawa is for Texas people who are listening. It is like Buc-ee's, but the East Coast version is a gas station, convenience store, like a 7-Eleven, and it has amazing food from the East Coast and just point out again the best coffee ever. So shout out to Wawa. Please come to Texas. I am begging you. Please, please, please. You've made your way to Florida. Now come across and get to Texas.
You just
Anyway.
San Diego. Like, you should be in Texas. How
Yes. Come on. Austin. Austin is perfect. It is,
we don't have a Buc-ee's in Austin. I agree. It's perfect.
It's perfect. So kind of, I thought of a question while we were talking about tea and coffee, but so you can answer either tea or coffee. I want to know if you drink it right when you wake up or if you drink it when you get going, like if you're already at work or already started your day. So for me, I typically go to work first and then make it because I don't wake up with a whole lot of time to get ready. I'm not a morning person, as we learned in the last episode. So I hit snooze a lot and I don't leave myself enough time to make it at home. And I do tend to buy from Starbucks more than making at home, which I am trying to fix as well. But I get my day started and then I drink coffee. What about you, Christian?
Same in a lot of ways. I hit snooze a lot too. So I drink it when I get going. There's a Starbucks on my way to work. So I hit Starbucks, I head to work and drink it whenever I have time.
Yeah, I am notorious for letting my coffee get cold, and my mom bought me a little thing that you plug in that you put your coffee on and it keeps it warm. So that's how bad I am. We're like, it's it. Carly, what about you? Tea and coffee? Like, when do you start drinking in the morning?
Usually, like, if I'm working, I don't drink it till I get to work. But lately, like, I'll roll out of bed, go downstairs, and make it. So
I just imagine these romantic mornings for Carly.
Yeah, like, I know, right?
In her robe, cup of tea.
Jeremy bringing her tea in bed.
I know. Well, because I get up really early. I've been getting up really early. I get up at 6, which I guess that's not really early, but whatever. I get up at 6, and so a lot of times Jeremy is not awake. He's dreaming. so I kind of get that morning time to myself.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I think that's gonna change though. Like once I, start working again, which should be I think in July sometime. I will probably go back to my ways of because it's hard when I get up in the morning. And I just try to get situated and I take my breakfast to go usually. And then once I get to work and get settled and I have my drink and I'm like, So that's probably what I'm going to do.
What about you, Candy? Oh, are we frozen?
Maybe.
Oh
no.
That's a bummer.
We'll see if we can get her back here.
Yeah.
We'll work. While we're waiting, I'll just say I've moved to where I'm eating 4 meals a day to try to not snack in between them to keep my blood sugar more regulated. So I eat breakfast at 7:30 in the morning, and I take it to go because I am not a morning person, and I am basically I take the insulin at 7:30. The most important thing is I'm taking the insulin on time, and then for those that don't know, you take your insulin and you're not supposed to eat for 15 minutes after. It gives your body time to have it ready for those carbs that are coming in. And then, I eat lunch at 11:30. So in between 7:30 and 11:30 is kind of when I have that first coffee, but I probably don't finish it until after lunch because I'm a slow drinker. I still have coffee and water over here, and I've been drinking it for 2 podcasts now in a row. So, well, not the coffee, the water, but yeah, I think I have travel mugs, so I could potentially make it at home and then take it to work. But no matter what, I'm not drinking it at home, I guess. Even on the weekends. I honestly sometimes go without it on the weekends because it's weird to make it at home for me.
I want to be better about doing travel mugs and reducing my waste. I'm trying to do that throughout my life.
Yeah.
That's definitely one place. Because I go to Starbucks so much, and I have so many reusable cups.
We have the opposite problem. We have so many tumblers. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm going to have to like rearranged my entire cabinetry in my kitchen, literally because of all the tumblers we have. We don't have room. We have so many reusable cups, and it's just like, and
So
then
scratch that off of your gift list.
yeah,
More tumblers
I mean,
for Carly.
but that's my problem. I love a good tumbler or a good mug.
Mhm.
Like, I'd
Yeah.
rather arrange my
Same.
life to where I can just get more. So yeah, but
Yay!
it's a thing. Yay! We
There
missed
she is.
you.
Hello.
My kids
okay.
poured on me, y'all.
Oh
It's
no.
Life of a mom,
Oh,
for real though.
yeah.
There's real life for everybody right now.
Mom
This
life.
is
Sorry.
yeah. You're totally
you're
fine.
fine.
We filled in the time. So what about you? Do you have your coffee right when you wake up or later in the day? Well, or tea?
Well, during quarantine, I've had it in bed. I wake up and I get my coffee,
Ooh.
back to
I
bed,
respect
go
you.
talk for 5 hours, and then I watch a TV show and go back to bed. But
Nice.
um,
Nice.
normally, I have, yes, the answers all the time. So during the like walking my kids to school, after my kids are dropped off at school, I work nights on my job, so I mean, I also have a coffee then too. So
Yeah. No, yeah. I worked nights for 4 years and it takes a toll. I mean, it makes you a little bit of a zombie sometimes. So that caffeine is necessary. I get it.
mhm.
Speaking of caffeine, I want to kind of segue into soda here, and I want to, see what you enjoy, which ones you don't enjoy. Tell me your favorites and your dislikes, the ones you hate. For me, like I mentioned, Mountain Dew Zero. I'm really glad they put that out because me and my brother in high school would get like a Mountain Dew every day together at the 7-Eleven on our way to school. And that was just like such a happy memory. And it's such a bad soda. It's so full of caffeine and sugar. Oh my God, it's the worst. But it just was good memories. And so they made the Mountain Dew Zero and it tastes, I'm not kidding, to me, it tastes the exact same. So I cannot do diet sodas. I feel like diet sodas are way off, but the zero sugar sodas are a little bit better. Now, Coke Zero, I don't feel like tastes exactly like Coke, but I don't hate it. But Mountain Dew Zero, and they made Mountain Dew Baja Blast Zero as well.
Yes.
It tastes the exact same. So I would put that up there as my favorite, but honestly, cream soda has to be number one. It's such a like Jersey East Coast thing to me is cream soda. Everybody drank it when I was a kid. Cream soda, root beer, ginger ale, all major staples of my childhood. I do not like Pepsi, and I'm not a huge fan of Coke either. I feel like they have really dry aftertaste. And so I just don't like that. I don't mind Sprite and like 7-Up and stuff, but only when I was like hungover or not feeling great, which the ginger ale is actually really good for as well. So I would say out of all of them, Pepsi is my least favorite and cream soda is my favorite. I'm going to go to Christian first. What about you?
That's one of those things too. The older I get, the more I'm like,
Yeah.
soda's a little much. I would say root beer and Coca-Cola are my two favorites. But it's funny you mentioned Pepsi because when I went to Georgia, everybody in my family lives in Georgia and they were Pepsi people. Like, you drank Pepsi. This was not, you weren't bringing Coke into the house. Like, it was a Pepsi place.
Like Dr. Pepper for Texas.
Yeah, right? It's one of those, again, kind of like tea. Like, when did this become a thing? Why? Nobody knows.
Right.
They're just Pepsi people. But root beer or Coke if I'm drinking one now.
And what about your least favorite? What would you say? Do you have one?
Anything pretty much fruity flavored. Like, I don't mind Sprite or 7-Up, but like I hate orange soda, I hate grape soda.
What?
Like, hate all of those. I just can't do it. Ginger ale was one I thought I hated. Like, when I was little, I feel like ginger ale was like the old people soda, which is obviously totally
kind of
opposite.
is.
But I tried it as an adult, and I'm like, nobody ever told me ginger ale was delicious. So, I don't know.
I mean, one of my fondest memories as a little kid was drinking ginger ale with my grandfather. So, a little bit older person drink. So
that makes you feel so many things.
That's why I've always loved ginger ale. We'd wake up and we'd have, breakfast, and then for lunch we'd have our ginger ales and stuff like that. So
see, I think that's
That's why
why
I
my
still
mom
drink
gave
it.
me Sprite, because I wouldn't do ginger ale. So she's like, Sprite's like the kid version of ginger ale.
It's the same
Drink
thing.
this. Yeah.
That's funny. Candy, what about you? You got favorites, least favorites?
Yes, I have a favorite in every state. No, I do though. So like North Carolina, we have Cheerwine, and you can't find it outside of North Carolina, but it's like a cherry like soda, but not like a cherry Coke,
Ooh.
but like kind of like a cherry. It's like not. It's not like an orange soda, but it's like a mixture of like a cherry Coke, but more like cherry.
Nice.
And it's delicious, but you literally can't find it outside of like North Carolina. So, personally, I'm gonna say though, like that Coke thing in Georgia is just blasphemy.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. And like specifically, yeah.
That's a no-go. We don't even call it like, so when you go up and you say you want a soda, you say I want a Coke, and they ask you what kind.
See, that's hilarious. I didn't know that.
The Coke factory. Coke is made in Georgia.
Yes, and my whole family, I'm telling you, my whole family, anyone related to me in Georgia, it was always Pepsi. And when I asked for a Coke, they'd be like, no, we're Pepsi people.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. I didn't know Coke was made there, so that's pretty cool.
I didn't either. And that's like my whole, next time I talk to my family, I'm going to be like, you people lied to me.
Like you go to the drive-thru, you order like a Coke, they're gonna ask you like what kind? Do you want like a Sprite? Do you want a blah blah blah? Like Coke is the name of soda. Like it's not.
That's so funny. Have you lived places where it's obviously like Coke there? So in North Carolina, is it called like pop? Some people call it soda, like cola.
Soda or Coke at that point because it's
Okay.
like still south and close enough to Georgia. Boston was just soda. My Mike's brother's wife says pop, and she's from Chicago, and that
I was gonna say, I think pop is more like Midwest.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Okay.
Midwest.
Okay.
yeah.
It's so weird to me, honestly, not gonna lie, that you call it like people who call it Coke and it's a different kind of soda. I'm like, no, that's Coke is Coke, Sprite is Sprite, like
Right.
it's not different.
thing. Like you try to order a Coke there, and you're like a Coke. Like I want like Coke.
I would like a
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, please.
Candy, do you have one that you hate, like a soda that you don't like, won't drink?
Dr. Pepper and like.
What?
Okay,
Oh.
I
Okay,
respect you.
but like it's not because like
No, I get it.
hated it. I never had any like hate for Dr. Pepper. It's just I had too many flaming Dr. Peppers in high school. I can no longer drink regular Dr. Pepper.
Okay,
That's
I
really
get that.
funny.
But Haley, we have a place here called BJ's, and they make home like on draft cream soda and root beer and
Guys, I'll
soda.
be in San Diego as soon as I'm allowed to fly.
I love cream soda. My beer tastes like cream soda right now. It's delicious.
Oh my gosh. I need to come over there and hang out with you and have all these things.
I agree.
I'm pretty excited about that. Carly, what about you? Favorites, ones you don't like?
I actually love Dr. Pepper. That's my favorite.
So much conflict.
I know. It's great though because, you know, we all like what we like.
Exactly.
But yeah, I really like Dr. Pepper a lot. I'm okay with just plain Coca-Cola. I just don't like, I'll drink it if it's the only thing there, you know, but like I don't like the way it makes my mouth feel. Like my teeth feel gritty afterwards. Like I can feel my enamel rubbing. I don't know.
Yes. No, I know exactly what you mean.
Yes.
That feeling. I'm just like, oh, this can't be healthy. So you know, not a huge fan of that for that reason, but like I don't hate the way it tastes. It's not my favorite taste, but yeah, I mean, Dr. Pepper for sure. I also, whenever I travel, all I drink is ginger ale pretty much. So ginger ale, whenever I drink it, reminds me of travel, which is kind of funny.
Nice.
But so I love ginger ale for travel, partly because, you know, I get motion sickness really easy, so I always have it on the plane, and I really enjoy it, so it tastes fantastic. Yeah, I do enjoy a good cream soda, and root beer, and so in Texas, a big popular cream soda is Big Red.
Yeah.
And it's a red cream soda, essentially. And the big thing that's actually really, really good is Big Red with barbacoa. Like, it's a type of, like, meat. It's actually really good together. So, like, a lot of people will pair, like, barbacoa tacos with a Big Red, and it's like a thing. And it's really good. Something about like the fattiness and the flavor of the meat mixed with the cream. It's just it's so good. I don't frequent that very much, but I do love it. It's very good. It's just very sweet. Like cream sodas are really sweet. So I don't gravitate toward them. Sometimes I'll get them, but y'all mentioned them, so I would go ahead and hop on that.
Cream
I
soda
love
is
them.
actually really good. Diet cream
Yeah.
soda is actually, it's really good. Try it, guys.
Tasty. But yeah, for those of you who haven't had a Big Red, I don't know. It might just be. I know it's a Texas thing, but I don't know if you can get it other places.
Not
Big
gonna
Red's
lie,
really
I've never
good.
had one.
It's so, but I think you would like it because you like
I
cream
failed
soda.
at Texas. I failed at Texas right now.
Like I think it would be a safe choice for you, is what I'm getting at. You love cream sodas, and it's cream soda.
I have to make a diet.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
I'll look it up.
But yeah, so that's really good. You know, I like Sprite. I mean, I like most sodas. I think if I had an aversion to a soda, if I'm like, it would be diet sodas, just because they don't taste right. And you know, I guess I would say Coca-Cola, but it's more about the way I feel when I drink it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm drinking a chemical.
Right.
So, but
Which I mean.
all you Coca-Cola lovers, love to you. I think it's great. If you love Coke, drink it.
But Coca-Cola, not cocaine. Thank you.
Yes.
Please don't drink cocaine.
But
don't do anything with cocaine.
No, we're not endorsing cocaine. There's a Narcotics Anonymous that we'd like to talk to you about. No, I'm kidding. But I'm actually not kidding. If you feel like you need help with that, there is NA, and we're not shaming you. But but in that vein though, with sodas, I mean, there's sodas that like taste and flavor and blah blah blah, but like just like we were talking about earlier, have y'all noticed that there are sodas certain places that just taste better than other places? And like for me, this is crazy. For me, there is so whenever I go get Dr. Pepper, like, you know, like the fountain soda, it is always the best at this McDonald's that's by my house. Like
it's amazing.
and like I even like, you know, like I'll go and like Whataburger, you know, it's a huge wonderful restaurant.
Good soda.
Even sometimes though the soda at McDonald's sometimes is better than at Whataburger, and so it's like I almost partially sometimes want to go to like this fast food restaurant and get a soda from them, and then go get my meal. And so I kind of feel like we have a consensus with that. So McDonald's is the place where I usually go to get my Dr. Pepper or my Sprite, because they always just have it's just really carbonated and really flavorful.
Good Sprite. They do have really good Sprite.
So Haley, is there another place, or are we in consensus about McDonald's, or is there anywhere else that you can think of?
To be honest, I absolutely hate fountain drinks. I think they all taste awful compared to bottled or canned.
That's another good question.
Controversial.
Bottled canned.
I think that fountain drinks too often run out of like the syrup and stuff, and they just you just never know what you're actually gonna get out of that fountain. And I also feel like they tend to go flat faster. So if I had to pick, would always pick a bottled soda and then a can and then fountain.
That's fascinating. I like that. I mean, I agree with you. And maybe that's why I like McDonald's so much, because it's always like crispy carbonation where I'm like, it's coming out of my nose feeling. And I'm like,
McDonald's like always has the best drinks, because when I could drink orange juice, they had the best orange juice as well.
Yeah.
HEB. Just to throw that out there.
McDonald's.
HEB fresh squeezed orange juice, the best.
Interesting.
I'll fight you over this.
So Haley, so you just in general don't have an opinion besides the McDonald's? I feel like you kind of agreed with that, but like,
yeah, I agree. They have good
like
soda,
fountain.
But yeah, I'd rather just not get a drink at a restaurant.
I feel that.
Like, I mean, I normally get unsweet tea no matter where I go. Even if it's fast food, I'll get the brewed unsweet tea.
Gotcha. It's fascinating to learn about you. What about you? What about you, Christian?
I
Soda.
would have to agree. For McDonald's really does have the best Coca-Cola. Like, it's just, they say it in their commercials, and I'm like,
Way to
all
go,
right,
Mickey
McDonald's.
D's.
Like, I have, after a hard day, I'll, I guess, talk about it more later, but I don't drink alcohol. I'm not I just don't. So, like, after a hard day at work, when my coworkers would be like, oh, like, let's go to the taqueria and get margaritas, I'd be like, cool, I'll meet you guys there in like 5 minutes. And I roll down to the McDonald's and I get a giant Coke and I'd come in with my big Coke and that would be my drink. So
Amazing.
McDonald's, I don't know what they're doing right. Give us your secret,
Something.
McDonald's.
Best drinks, they have salty
And
fries. I mean,
Barks is the only root beer anyone should be drinking. Maybe Candy's fresh brewed root beer, but for brands, Barks is the only
we gonna
root
have
beer
a fight.
anyone should be drinking.
Candy, I feel like this is your opportunity to weigh in. You can choose to respond or to the rebuttal first, and then or whatever you prefer.
I feel like when people say like this is the root beer you should be drinking, it's excluding like homemade stuff because as far as A&W goes, like versus Barks, like I'm on that train, but like I'm 100% gonna take my homemade root beer at BJ's on draft in a cold mug over everything.
Oh,
Yeah,
God, that sounds delicious.
I'll
BJ's
be
soda.
there
It's
in
good.
like a week. I'll be
Right?
staying at your place, just so you know.
I say we do that. I'll camp outside your place. You just take me to some of these places we're talking about.
I want to go to the sushi restaurant.
Yes, come to
Hey,
Texas too.
meet up.
Very cute.
Yeah.
I got spare rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Christian has a nicer spare bedroom than I do, though. So just,
It's all good.
I don't even have a bed in mine. Sorry, there's a futon in there.
McDonald's has the best soda though, and I have the secret. I know why because I up.
What?
So
Tell us.
y'all, spoiler. No, they actually chill their carbonation and they chill their syrups, which no one else does. And they put more syrup in it, so when the ice melts, it's still the right ratio. Yeah.
I love them.
I feel
Scientists. They're
so
scientists.
Right?
happy to know that. I feel like this is the best part of the whole episode.
Right? You just affirmed all of my love for McDonald's sodas.
Like, really though, it makes me feel like I'm not crazy.
Right. We all agreed that McDonald's had the best, and now we know why.
Yeah, no, it's like they actually have like a formula that makes it legitimately better. Plus, it's $1, and I just feel like when things are $1, it's better. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anytime I roll by,
I am
would
cheap.
you like to upgrade to a large? It's the same price. It's all $1. Yes, it would.
You can taste the satisfaction. of
Biggest
like,
one you
yeah.
have for $1. Thank you.
We also do the thing where we get takeout and then we'll roll through McDonald's just for the drink, though. Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love this
for
right
somewhere
now.
else, and it's not as good, and it's smaller, and it just doesn't make sense, like fiscally. So
I'm with
Amazing.
you. I understand completely. I'm really glad I'm really glad. I feel like we connected here because we all
Yeah.
Girls Pod is for McDonald's sodas.
but not
Yeah.
for sweet tea.
Right.
No,
Right.
that's too much, guys. That's
right.
too much.
Yeah, no. Just the
That's not
McDonald's
good.
needs to work on that.
But their sodas, like we'll give them the credit on
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
because I
Credit.
mean, clearly no one else is on the game.
Right?
Clearly.
Clearly.
But it's
Well,
fine.
how to do it, they should be doing it.
I know.
Maybe you're giving away McDonald's trade secrets. No,
Oh,
I doubt
God.
you are.
I got a whole article on this.
It's gonna be somebody knocking on my door, being like, "Excuse me, are you the one who did the
Excuse me.
podcast?"
Nope. That was
You've
a
been
different
served.
Not me.
McDonald's from here, so they can like they're picking it up with their like transmitters, like drive through. They're like, we got it.
Moving in. Oh God. That's fascinating. I hope that does
Hilarious.
not happen.
No.
But if they do come, we have decaf for them. Maybe that'll help out. Be like,
There you
here's
go,
some
yeah.
decaf.
And my sweet tea recipe, and then they can fix that, and all will be forgiven.
Yes. Maybe
Yes.
Candy's gonna make herself a millionaire accidentally.
Bribe them. I mean, hey, I wish that for you if that
Yeah.
works. But yeah, I'm glad that we have that consensus. That makes me really happy about McDonald's. But I think we should move on to our next category of drinks. Let's talk about alcohol. I know not all of us partake, or some of us don't partake as much.
Mhm.
Even for me, like I occasionally will drink alcohol. I'm not a huge fan of it. I didn't drink till I was 21, and even then, I don't really drink that much. But for me now, it's a health thing. Like I'm avoiding it for my health, because my doctor said so. So yeah. But I guess, for me, my favorite drinks, surprisingly, like, um, now that I'm getting older, my palate has changed to where I don't really like sweet stuff as much. So I like a good Moscow Mule, like the ginger and lime, with like the almost spicy
Mhm.
tasting. I really enjoy that a lot. So that's my favorite. And I don't really like really, really harsh beers, like the I guess the IPAs that are really, really they grow hair on your chest, I don't like those. Um, I don't like if it burns when it goes down, I don't enjoy it. And I don't care what Carrie Underwood says about that. She has a line about that, about not being able to shoot whiskey. That's fine. Like
I don't need hair on my chest. Thanks.
I'm okay. I'm so secure. I don't need to do that. But I won't be drinking a fruity little drink, nor will I be cheating with your spouse. So this whole song, anyway. But yeah. So for me, I'm a mule girl, like Moscow Mule all day. It's like my favorite thing. So that's me. But again, I don't drink that much. But I want to hear from, I guess, so we know, Christian, I'll start with you because you just mentioned that you don't really drink that much. So if you want to add anything to that, if you want to like, whatever, here's your moment.
So yeah, I just don't like the taste of alcohol. Like
Yeah.
I just don't like the taste of it. There are a lot of things I don't enjoy. Haley has really kind of introduced me to everything. If I were to go out to a restaurant and get a drink, it would be Pluckers and a psychedelic frog.
Psychedelic frog.
Because it tastes like pineapple juice. Like,
So good.
Sure.
And
that's big though, guys, because that's 4 different liquors and 4 different mixers. So she went for the big one. The one that gets you drunk fast.
And I probably would take 5 sips of it and be like, "Here you go,
Yeah.
take this." And Haley also, we had a housewarming party, and I got to try White Claws, Trulies, one of those, and nobody told me just how much alcohol they had in them. So I'm over here drinking like 4 or 5 of them and mixing it with the house punch, and all of a sudden I'm like, I might be buzzed, guys. So, I mean, if I was going to drink, that would be it. But I don't know. I don't like the flavor of it. So,
yeah. And I guess let me just make a disclaimer. I'm pretty sure that you knew this, but for viewers and everybody, like, and for you, Christian, like, definitely not asking you this because I'm wanting you to explain why you don't. Like, if you don't drink, then that's fantastic. Yeah. But I wanted to give you a chance to where if you've tried a drink that you liked or that you hated or whatever, I didn't want to exclude you from these questions just because you said you didn't drink. Like, I wanted to give you an opportunity to be included. Yeah, I don't want you to feel, or anyone that's watching, I don't want you to feel like, oh, well, like, if you don't drink, it's cool.
Exactly. If you don't drink, it's fine. You don't have to. I can act like a drunk person if I choose to act like that. Or
please do that for the rest of the podcast. Don't do that. Guys. We're gonna get emails,
right?
Like, you're not respecting the community of people who are struggling. Like, it would be bad.
But thank you for giving me the chance to still talk.
Yeah, of course. I don't ever want to exclude anybody. Haley and I both don't ever want to exclude anybody. So nope. I wanted to clarify why I was coming to you. I didn't want you to be like, explain yourself. Because I just think that's cruel. It's cruel. So anyway, moving right along. I'll go to you, Candy. Alcohol. Preferences, stuff you hate.
So I used to be a bartender in Massachusetts, and then I was a cocktail bottle service girl here. Alcohol is like, I don't know, I just really enjoy alcohol. I love, but like I'm also seasonal and like locational. So I honestly have like a different drink for like each season, and which part of the country I'm in. So like summer, I like blueberry beer. That's just like my go-to, or like I guess like a Moscow Mule if I'm wanting like a drink. I love fall beer like more than anything probably. I love like a good like Sam Adams Oktoberfest, or like San Diego local. We have a Karl Strauss Oktoberfest, and it is better than Sam Adams. I'm probably gonna get some hate from that later.
The comments will be flooded. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
But Shipyard Pumpkinhead beer with a shot of vanilla vodka and a sugar cinnamon rim. That's my like fall drink, and I stock up on that so I have it through the winter because it is just like the best. Like I love it. Pumpkin. I like get on a video call with my friends in Massachusetts, and we all have one, and it's a thing. I'm a whiskey person though. I love whiskey. I love a whiskey sour. I love a Mai Tai. Like a really good Mai Tai is always something I'm down for. Adios motherfuckers. Excuse me, I'm not sure. So I love that's like on the list if I'm out to party. But then I also have my bombs like wherever I am. So North Carolina, I talked about like the Flaming Dr. Peppers. That's what me and my friends. Massachusetts was the Irish car bombs, and then my like haunted hotel, my like haunted house friends, we all drink Vegas bombs. I have Jaeger bombs with a couple of friends here as well, and another. So it depends. I also drink very, very fast, but I cannot hold my liquor. So like I can't out you, but I can drink way faster than you. Like I don't know if Brady like chugging, like I could put him to shame. And without even trying, without like trying to chug, like I have to like even with iced coffee or like anything with a straw, I'm done. But like a beer, anything, I have to like really like be like, no, like I need to like look at what like, how much you drink? Okay, now I can have more. Like, otherwise, it's gone in 2 seconds. I always have like water for that reason, because like if it's in my hand or it's there, I'm gonna drink it. Like I'm on my 3rd drink right now.
That's amazing.
Like with talking, so. Yeah, I have favorites for like whatever, but like whiskey for alcohol if we're just going straight. Like I love just like a glass on the rocks with cherry, and then my fall beer is probably going to be like my favorite. I don't really have anything I don't like. I like the herbal stuff with like the lavender and the honey and the basil.
That's fantastic. I love that you know what you like and that you have your preferences. That's exciting. Yeah. Good for you. That's awesome. I'm definitely going to have to make a list of things, although it'll take me a while because I'm supposed to be avoiding alcohol at this point for my health. So.
What kind of alcohol you like, and I'll tell you my favorite. Like, you want a margarita? Jalapeno one. Like, if we had a whole list of things, I could tell you exactly like what I'm.
We might have to do that in the future.
Right, and have to. Maybe we'll do like a follow-up, like a PS, but like a PS video.
Hey, yes. If anybody wants to know recommendations, leave them in the comments.
Yeah.
Come back and answer those.
Yeah. We'd love to see. That's a really good idea, actually.
I know.
So we can just
way to go
find out. The Haley, what about you?
So I'm like kind of the opposite. I'm a super slow drinker. I am on my 1st drink when like everybody else is on their 3rd drink. I also do not like shots, and Jaeger bombs were what I got drunk on the first time, puked it all up, never drank it again. It makes me want to throw up just talking about it. But
moving on.
my Ukrainian roots and the Russian in my family is all vodka everything. It's my go-to drink in college, and just the 21 and all that was a cherry vodka sour. I love cherry and I love vodka, and some people make them right and a lot of people don't. So now that my health is like a bigger issue, I have to like turn to vodkas that are not made from potatoes. So I like the Deep Eddies or the Tito's that are made in Texas. Lemon vodka with water. It just tastes like a lemonade. No extra sugar, no extra calories, all that stuff. All the good things we look at when we're older. So like I do like a double Deep Eddies, lemon, and water if I go out. I'm big on wine, but my favorite wine they actually don't make anymore, and I want to cry about it. It was only sold at HEB. It was a gold bottle for the ladies that were in my wedding.
They don't make that anymore?
They don't make it anymore. So I don't.
That's a travesty.
We're writing a letter.
Yeah. Not a huge fan of champagne unless it's an orange juice. So I had this gold bottle of wine at my wedding as like the toast and the drink on every table. And it was so good, and they do not make it anymore. So, gonna riot later about that. But not a huge fan of beers, but the Shiner Ruby Redbird was my favorite. My cat's name was Shiner as well. So, but then with my health issues, I couldn't have grapefruit, and then I couldn't have carbs. So it just became like I couldn't drink beer anymore. My husband quit drinking, so I actually quit drinking with him in solidarity. So I don't drink anymore. But like Christian said, my go-to kind of lately with the sugar and all that was the Trulies, because they're flavored a little bit more than White Claw. They have more of the like berry flavor and less of like the water flavor. So those were my go-to lately, because I could drink a lot of them and not have to worry about my blood sugar. Although for those who don't know, alcohol can drop your blood sugar 12 hours after you drink it. So you have to just be really careful later in the night, making sure you set alarms to check your sugars and stuff. For those of the diabetics that are listening, try not to drink too much. But actually a funny story for you guys. And kind of like how I don't like shots. I am not good with shots. I can drink all night. I can drink you probably under, I don't know what that thing is. Why can't I think
under
of it?
the table?
Yeah, under the table when it comes to like vodka, cherry vodka sours, lemon vodka, stuff like that. But give me a shot and I'm probably going to throw up. So for my 21st birthday, I went to Atlantic City, which is in New Jersey. It's kind of like a smaller Vegas and a lot dirtier now. But back then was pretty good. Now you'll probably see people doing drugs on the side while you're walking down the street or down the boardwalk. But I went there. My grandma got us a handle of Kettle One vodka, which if you don't know is disgusting. And so we pre-gamed in our hotel room, and then we went to a drag show, which was like divas, people, men dressed as like Cher and Dolly Parton and stuff like that. So much fun. We drank more there. Stumbled our way back to our hotel, which was Bally's, and they had a 24-hour $2 beer bar. So we went and drank more, and we met these, sorry babe, but we met these really attractive New York City cops while we were there, and they bought us some shots. And I literally, and I'm not kidding, I was like, can y'all please turn around while I take this, because I might spit it back up. So the cops turned around for me, and I took it, and then it just came back out. Not spit, but I just kind of let it go. I didn't want to. I was so drunk by that point, being my 21st birthday. Really embarrassing, you could tell that I didn't take the whole thing. And then I knocked a drink into one of the cops, and it kind of got on his shirt, and I was like, that's fine, just take your shirt off. So I was embarrassing on my 21st birthday. Yeah, so I don't do shots, obviously. But thankfully, they were nice enough to turn around and not watch me take the shot. So
not even like a green tea shot, like a flavored shot.
I can take I do the lemon drops. I'm better with. I can do those. I in college did a lot of pickle shots. But as I get older, I just feel like it gets more and more difficult to take them. I don't know. I'm just not like a straight alcohol type of person anymore. But I just wanted to share that funny story with you guys. You can see how I was 21 years old and like shamelessly flirting with a cop in a bar. So after that, I did go upstairs to my hotel room alone and went to bed.
First challenge the Jaeger bombs, because he was like, oh, I can drink faster than you. I'm like, oh honey, you don't know. And I went every single time, and every time I was like, you're gonna have to pay. Like, it was my 21st birthday, we had just gone to karaoke and done a bunch of stuff. It was like Wednesday, so we weren't like partying just yet, but like, no, like I just remember challenging this guy and winning every time, because it's like one and gone. Like,
that's amazing. I will say, I love it. Something I cannot have is tequila. The last time I drank tequila, I got a jaywalking ticket in San Marcos. Thanks, San Marcos PD. I do get a little feisty with tequila, and that song, if you haven't heard it, where it's like tequila makes her clothes come off, tequila. So I do not drink it ever. tequila is disgusting to me. I can taste it immediately in a drink. I will know if you're lying to me and you say there's no tequila in it. Like, I'm gonna know.
Tequila
That
has
and
a
Jaeger.
distinct flavor for sure.
So
Tequila is what we drink behind the bar because it's like looks like water and it's easy to shoot. So like working like as a cocktail server, I didn't do this as a bartender because I would have got in trouble. But like here, like my boss would be here and we'd be pouring tequila shots behind his back and shooting them while he like on the bar top. Like
that's crazy. I can't. No, I would vomit all over the place.
Y'all do mezcal at all? Like the smoky, like tequila tastes like smoke. It literally tastes like a chimney. It's weird.
I can't. See, I can't do that. I can regular tequila already kind of taste. When my coworkers, I won't say it, but my coworkers would go get margaritas after work, and they'd always be like, "Oh, just try it. It's so great." And every time I try one, just a little sip, I'd be like, "Guys, it tastes like an ashtray. Like that's all I can taste. It tastes like an ashtray. I don't know what to tell you. Like." So I don't think I could do that if it tastes like a chimney. It's like an upgrade from an ashtray. Downgrade? Whichever way.
Yeah, no, I can't do smoke. I don't even like, sorry again, Texas, but I like barbecue, but I do not like smoked meat. I can't stand the taste of smoke.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
So I don't think I would be able to do that. I don't like tequila or smoked things.
It's okay.
So
I'll eat it all for you.
There you go.
The smoked meat.
I think we've made it kind of through like an entire day, coffee to alcohol. For a lot of people, of course we said it's okay if you don't drink. I know I don't. Kristen doesn't. For many different reasons why people don't. But something I want to discuss before we wrap this up is just kind of like our local drink places that we may go to that, with COVID may have taken a hit recently and they might need some support from their community. And so, I feel like I've had a while to think about this, and I'm actually not ready to answer it. So I'm gonna go to Carly first.
Sure, I'll go first. Sure, I have a couple. There's one that is a small little Italian cafe by my house called Buongiorno, and actually, I think right now she is only doing her desserts. So I don't think you can get a drink there right now, but it's run by this super, super cute Italian grandmother. I mean, she's just like amazing. And she makes, everything you can think of. Not really, but it feels like it. But I mean, it's mainly like lunch, like type sandwich pastries and stuff like that. And she does like desserts, and she does a really good cup of coffee and cappuccino and things like that. But it's this cute little place. Like you go in and you're like, this is out of a cute little TV show or something. It's so comfortable, and all like the tables and chairs, it's all like living room style sort of, so you feel like you're in a house. But she had to close temporarily because of COVID with everything, and she's not serving her lunch items or her coffee items or anything, but she is currently selling her homemade cannolis and her
some of those.
her her zuppa inglese, which is like a Italian like wedding cake type. It's a light kind of airy dessert, and then also her tiramisu. It's all homemade. It's really good. It's in San Antonio, and it's Buongiorno. So good. So I would say that place, definitely order a dessert from there, and just it's so good. I did that for my birthday. Yeah, I did that for my birthday, and you guys, like, I almost fell over because I haven't had sugar really. I've been like cutting it out, but my birthday I live large. Guys, so good. So I would say that place for sure. If you're specifically looking for a drink place that you want to support, I would say Mudslingers, like I mentioned before. They're in San Antonio, really good. They're just like drive-through places. And then there's a place that my friend from high school started. It's called Spot On Coffee, and that's more, I think, towards Sutherland Springs or Floresville or something. I might be getting this wrong. I haven't personally been there yet. I want to go. But I do know that like she's starting up. And so if you're in my area, if you're in like San Antonio area and you don't mind driving out of your way a little bit, those are places that I would recommend because they're yummy and they deserve our support. So that's mine.
Christian, what about you?
I don't really have any other places except, again, if you're in the Killeen, Hooker Heights, Cove, Belton area, go to Shogun's for the love of everything. I want them to get all the
Not the
business.
chain. The
No,
small
not
one,
the
not the chain.
chain. The small one.
Not the
It
chain.
is.
Maybe we
in-
can link
Yeah.
in our YouTube video. Maybe we can put the websites
Ooh,
Yeah,
I would
that'd be
love
a good
that.
idea.
for everyone.
My
That way they can
fiance and
see.
I will be devastated if that place ever closes down. So again, if you're hearing this and you
Yeah.
live here, go there. That would be my place. For
Can't do
drinks,
without you.
food, anything.
Lestat's is an LGBT friendly coffee shop here in San
Ooh.
Diego.
Nice.
They
Love.
do
I love that name.
Baby Cakes also, they're right next to each other. It's Hillcrest, which is like down the road from me. It's an LGBT like neighborhood. They're very like inclusive, but their coffee and their like baked goods are bomb. They have a lot of vegan stuff, a lot of gluten-free stuff, some sugar-free stuff, not as much as I want, but it's coming. But they are fantastic. As far as drinks go, downtown Taste and Thirst is my number one place that we go. Like, they have like games that you can play, like Jenga and stuff like that. But their drinks are always on point. They pour heavy. Red Wing also pours heavy. Be careful. Last but not least, Cherry Bomb. I ordered one drink from them, and halfway through, I felt it. And I am someone who drinks regularly. Again, like I'm not huge. Like I can't hold a lot of alcohol. But one drink doesn't usually mess me up, and one drink there. So be careful if you go. But they're locally owned, they're small businesses, and they are very inclusive. So
I
That's
really love that.
amazing. Me too.
Yes.
I love it. So while you were talking, I was Googling so that I could find the name of that coffee shop in Leander, the blue one that I was talking about earlier. It's called Casa Costa. And they have really good pastries, really good coffee. They do like the cute little designs and stuff. The house itself is full of like beautiful decor and outside seating and stuff. It's literally, I think, a house they turned into a shop. So worth
Aw.
going to. I haven't been there in a long time, but I'll probably go there instead of Starbucks after this episode so that I can help support them.
Yes.
Since I'm asking other people too, I've got to step up too and help them out. And there's a place called Leander Beer Market. Now, I did not drink when we went there. They didn't have a whole lot of liquor options. They did have a lot of beer and the best Caesar salad with chicken that I have ever had. And it was huge. I mean, it was meant for like 2 to 3 people to eat. And I probably ate majority of it. Just the chicken. It was like crispy chicken. Fantastic. The whole salad. It was amazing. So those two, I think, are the biggest ones that I would say, to help out. There is a sushi place here that me and my husband probably fully supported on our anniversary, and they even gave us a free appetizer because we spent so much money. It was very sweet of them. Thank you for that. We appreciated it because they didn't know it was our anniversary. They just knew that we spent $90 on sushi and sent us a free appetizer. So it was
That's
a really
awesome.
nice surprise. Leander in general doesn't have a whole lot of restaurants. So the ones that they do have just need to be supported.
Yeah. Can I interject one more? I don't know if you were done, but
Nope,
before
go
we
ahead.
move forward, just because I didn't mention this one before because I don't think they're open. And
Yeah.
I've been trying like the whole show to try to see like if I was looking on their website and on their Instagram, but I'm just going to go ahead and name them because yeah, I'm just going to. There's a little food truck called the Beignet Stand, and they do like beignets. And they do a different beignet every day, pretty much. Like they've been open for a couple years, and they haven't repeated the same recipe at once. Like as far as like toppings,
Crazy.
it's fantastic. But they make really good coffee too, and it's fantastic. But I don't think it's open right now. But it's called the Beignet Stand. They're on Crosswinds, and they also go to the Pearl Farmers Market for San Antonio people. But I don't think the Pearl Farmers Market's happening either. So I don't know if they're open, but I still want to give them a shout out. I just decided I'll go ahead and mention it because I don't want to leave them out if they indeed are open. But yeah, according to their Instagram, it looks like they're just doing special orders, but I don't know. But yeah, check them out too because
Yeah.
they're just really, really good. Really good beignets, really good beignet sandwiches. like, because I'll make like little sandwiches that you can eat like
Yeah.
with beignets.
That sounds delicious.
It's just
Sounds-
really, really amazing. Like,
That
it's
sounds
really, really
amazing.
good. And they are a small business and they deserve to be supported too. So anyway,
Yeah.
I
All
will.
of us make sure, guys, to just support those small businesses right now.
Yes.
COVID is hurting everybody. People are losing jobs. People, it's been rough for a lot of people. And Starbucks, as amazing as it is to me, they're not hurting as much. They make a lot of
Right.
money. And
Yes.
now some of them might close. Some of them might have to fire people. I'm not saying you shouldn't go to Starbucks, but just pay attention to those small businesses in your towns as well and give them some love. Leave us some comments on our YouTube video to let us know what you thought. Maybe give us some suggestions on coffees, teas, sodas, alcohol, whatever you want. Ask us questions, and if you want us to give us ideas of what you would like to see further from Girls Pod, let us know.
Sorry, y'all. My dogs are. I'm trying to shush them. I'm
I
like,
can't hear them.
"Shush," but they're barking.
I can't hear them, so I think you're okay.
They're saying hello.
Aw.
Hello,
Hey,
pups.
puppy.
So sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
We love
and
them.
that's okay, because you know what? They're letting everybody know that this is the end of the episode. So there it is. Please, again, go and support whatever you're able to. Let's try to, stick together with all the stuff that's reopening now. Make sure to be safe. Follow your local guidelines. Especially when you're going to bars or restaurants, stores,
Yes.
and all of that. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And from each of us, we want to wish everybody a great week, especially, if you're like me and have off on Monday. It's going to be a pretty good thing. I'm excited for my 3-day weekend, if you couldn't tell. So let's go around the room here and say where everybody can find us online. Candy, we'll start with you today.
You can find me on Twitter at Candy with an I_Lee. That's with 2 E's and _bell. Like you'd ring a bell.
Nice.
Just like you're ringing.
Love it. I love it. Christian?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at It's Me Christian G. That's Christian with a K. I am more active on Instagram, but if you want to come over and see me on Twitter, go ahead. I'm there.
Yes. Please give all of us a follow on Twitter and Instagram if you're a big Instagram user. I don't even know what my handle is, so on Instagram. Carly, where can we find you?
I am on Twitter at Carly Green Music, and I'm also on Instagram at Carly Green Official. I'm active on both.
Official. And you can find me on Twitter at CSI Haley. Don't forget to follow on Twitter and Instagram, and of course YouTube, Pones Media, and also on Twitter at One for the Girls Pod, and that is the number 1. Just important so you guys can keep up with us, and remember that a new Girls Pod drops every Wednesday. So stay tuned. Check us out, Apple. Check us out on Spotify and YouTube. Listen, rate, review, and subscribe, guys. Everybody say goodnight.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.